Hi guys, it's Brian here. Uh, I'm going to do my lesson plan on Relia strategy. It can be found on page 42. So a step-by-step um, implementation of this starts off with the identify the opportunities of Relia. So to be aware of this, you really just need to be aware of it in your lesson plan. Make sure you reread any stories read aloud or use for reading instruction to identify vocabulary that the students may not know. Um, you can locate the Relia to enhance their understanding. You can also collect the Relia. Um, you can collect it, and then this can be stored in the classroom, and then you can actually organize it so it can be accessed for instruction. You can use like plastic tubes or clear plastic bags for this purpose. Um, you could either use like a theme for the book. Um, this theme can be stored with the materials as well. You could also use like yard sales or end of season sales to use in the classroom. Um, and you could also use parents in this part of the process. So you also want to build a library of Relia. So work with the other teachers in the grade level. Like I said, build a library, like share the major themes, maybe get local merchants, farmers, and other people um, that you may come in contact with. A big part would also be using field trips. It'd be very beneficial to the experience. It gives them like a first-hand experience doing it, and just really understand why they are. Um, you can also do this by assessing Relia by checking their vocabulary and their use of verbal directions. And yeah, so now I'm going to be going over one of the examples. I'm going over the example that where the survival skill was one, where Mr. Miller uses literature through the use of My Side of the Mountain, Island of the Blue Dolphins, and River Rats, as well as Hatchet. And they explore the Aurelia that the relatives can send to them from where the stories took place. Um, for for example, like berries and twigs, and like what the characters use to survive in the book. Um, they're also Mr. Miller also provided tools that um, are no longer available today. Also, the use of like raw materials that were used described in the books and cooking utensils used by the characters. Um, they also had like a discussion in the class um, saying like they only had like wood and stone that was used in the class, problems that they had, plants that they could have used. Um, so it just brought about good discussion in the classroom, um, like recipes I could use from the plants and other materials you can find out and ingredients you can find out in the wilderness and how you can apply them to the everyday life. So for me, as you may know, I want to do PE. So, for example, you could have the kids use a ball and have them and take them to the park and have them explore the many different ways you can play with the ball at the park. You can throw it against a wall, you can kick it, you can throw it, you can juggle it, you can bounce it off your head. So I think a big part would just be getting the kids active or teaching them that they don't need a specific equipment like a basketball court or a soccer net. You can always make up games on your own, and you can really just get creative with it. So for the pre-K to third grade students, I want to be able to associate written symbols in Relia, also represent story sequence with Relia. So to do this, I'm gonna just use different objects and materials to present a story and have them represent or have them associate these objects and materials with certain stories. For the middle school age kids, one objective I want to do is compare and contrast real objects. I just want them again to be able to see like which material and which equipment they could use for said sports and how they can both be used.